This is a continuation of a series of updates which I've been doing just Labor Day weekend. The core of the update was to break down the reference data into finer slices, basically 3% slices, so we know very precisely where, compared to other people, your bacteria count is. Now, as part of this process, I've also modified advanced suggestion and quick suggestions. If you do quick suggestions, you will see it will tell you it's filtered by outlier top 3% or less. So this was the most extreme ones. If you go back and look at that one and you go over to my biome view, it is the ones which are red and the ones which are yellow are the ones which are selected in order to focus on where the greatest problems are. Now returning to the samples, we have the quick suggestions which we just saw. We also now have the advanced suggestions which are updated. And down below you can go, and first thing we want to do is to select bacteria choices so you get some clarity. We have the bacteria which would be filtered by symptoms. In other words, those which your symptoms is a precise match with discovered patterns, which is a small number, 3. By extreme, in this case we have just 7 bacteria here. By very high, very low, we're up to 6. So we went from 7 to 21, 3 times many. Up to 9%, we're up to 27. So it's not much difference. The percentage, the number in each group can vary greatly back and forth. So we can go and select whichever one we want. And let's go back and take a look at the choices. So we are going to go with just one, and we are going to let's just take up everything but probiotics, just to make illustration easier. Okay, so I'm going to first do it with just treat with old friends just by symptoms, so suggestions. And we have the 3, we have just the ones to increase there. We have the probiotic mixtures, the ones with positive impact, mixed impact, which is all pretty negative, and then negative impact, and no known impact. So that's what we get for selecting just by symptoms. Doing the 3% extreme, we go and we see that we now have a bunch of specific species coming up. Glaciaria percaceae, Bifidobitidum, lactose again. We even have some of the bacillus showing up there, and then we have the ones to decrease. Going back to the next one, so we are bringing in more. Remember, our 3% was just 7. We're now increasing it to 21 bacteria to for the program to figure out what the best combination is. And we have very similar ones up at the top. Priorities are shifted a little bit. We have Mutaflora creeping in there. And we have most of them are very similar to what we had last time, but we had a few more added, which is to be expected. And we go up to the 9%. And again, we have the same ones. And actually, I don't think we have one possible combination which we didn't have before. So we end up with a very directed, very small set of things, and increasing in numbers as we increase the number of bacteria which are in our focus. So, and the we have a variety of other filtering. We can do restricted to more selected. So we say, okay, let's just do species and below, and which will now reduce the number, and that trimmed the list a bit more. Again, we do not know what the perfect combination is. We don't know which one of those is perfect. And in fact, probably for different people in different conditions, the true optimal could be a different combination from person to person. The My general suggestion is filter by extreme 3%. It's the safest. Um, the filter by symptom is good, but I have not updated those symptoms patterns with the new improved data, which may alter some stuff there. Probably for better or worse. We'll just see where it goes. Restricted bacteria associated with whatever. If you want to do a particular filtration, like or um, whatever, Sergio's disease, and then we'll toss that in, and it will go and filter things out and do the best that it can, given that you are putting more and more constraints on it. So that's about it. That's the last piece of change for today's Labor Day weekend work. 3 parts changed, and more work being inferred to come in the next week or two.